For Pete's sake, I just don't understand these two idiots. What kind of podcast is this? Winnie Spaghettis? Are you kidding me? These guys are Cajun, and they talk non-stop about Winnie Spaghettis. And what on earth is a ragu patat? Unbelievable. But this is what happens when fools are left unsupervised. This is Dave and Juan.
Hey, back at you, man. Or back
We're
at
here.
them. I know.
Week 25.
25.
Man.
Greetings.
Yeah.
Greetings, everybody. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Yeah. Thank you. They
Sit down,
never
man.
try.
Sit down.
That's right. Got a lot of work to do. Shooting the breeze right before coming on here. We'll just jump into it because I love an old guy beer story is just a good
Right,
way
man.
to. We're talking about your dad. We're talking about rituals and growing up and.
Yeah, my dad he's almost 87. He'll be 87 at the beginning of September.
Congratulations, man. Yeah.
And he has become very ritualistic in his day. And, he goes every day he goes play bingo at the Council on Aging.
All right.
Yeah, man, for a nickel.
Under the beat.
Then he, has his lunch, and then he goes to the gym and works out for an hour in his jeans. But at 5 o'clock every day, he has 2 beers. He sits out on his, big cypress swing under the oak tree. Good little Cajun man.
Yeah, man.
But about an hour or so before, he puts the beers in the freezer so they're extra cold.
Got to do it, man.
So,
dude, I'm loving it. I want to make 87 just to do that.
Hey, man, it's ultra light or whatever. It's whatever you drink. Is cheap.
I might drink a little something different than that, but hey,
yeah, whatever my sister allows him to spend money on. But Saturday, so he put them in. Then he goes to 4 o'clock mass. So he goes a little early for mass because they say the rosary. So he wanted to get there. And as soon as he sat down in church, he remembered that his beers were in the freezer. So I said, well, what'd you do? Oh, I had time. So he left church, went home, took his beers out of the freezer,
dude,
went back, made his mass.
Your dad. I got a list of heroes. Your dad might have just jumped on it, man.
So it's
wait, because darn well if he'd have been trying to sit in mass, he couldn't concentrate. He'd be saying to person, "Oh man, I hope my beer don't pop."
But he doesn't hear much anyway, so
that's classic.
Yeah, because it was that, and he told me that he saw a friend of mine sitting in the front of him, and he said, and she was texting the whole time. And I said, well, maybe she was taking notes. And he said, no, different screens, man, different screens. She was texting all kinds.
Well, your dad's got some pretty good eyes too.
Yeah,
He's pretty alert.
Yeah, he's better off than me. So
got something to live for, man. Got those two freezer beers, not just refrigerated beers.
No,
freezer
cold,
beers,
man, cold.
I'll do that.
Yeah, this is the same man who, if it's he has his first thing in the morning, he has coffee outside.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's below 75, then he goes sit by his crawfish burner and lights that because it's too cold.
He lights a crawfish burner.
Yeah,
oh, dude.
I guarantee you in September that thing will be burning because it's too cold outside. But his beer has to be like freezer cold.
Oh, that's classic. That's good. You know what, man? Good. People need it's great to have structure. It's great to have this is. Yeah, I get it. I kind of kid with my mom when we took a vacation, a couple months ago in Florida together, and you go on vacation, especially when you got a big place rented and a huge kitchen. So all these different, what are we gonna have for breakfast? What are we gonna have? And it's funny. We never do that normally, but for some reason on vacation, and you got a group of people, you feel compelled, or my wife does anyway. Okay, one of these mornings we're doing sausage biscuits and this and this and this and this. And my mom, forever, a cup of coffee, 2 Splendas, all right? It's, some cream, 2 Splendas, 1 slice of bread with peanut butter on it folded. That's it. That's breakfast. Don't come around here. I don't want no eggs. I don't want no biscuits. I don't want no bacon.
You can't throw off that routine.
Man, coffee, a little cream, 2 Splendas, slice of bread, peanut butter. And she don't want you to make it for her, which is, I don't want to make it sound like my mom can't, right? But you're trying to be, trying to be nice. You're trying to like, hey, I get it. No, stop it. I can make my own.
It wrong. You put too much or too little.
Probably so.
Butter on there.
She's probably too nice to say, you can't even make a 1 slice peanut butter sandwich.
Right.
Man.
She probably wants it folded either side to side or head to toe. It's got to be,
Yeah, and I'm a slow learner on that kind of stuff. I wouldn't.
I used to tell people, if you, to me, Nirvana would be, an ice cold Dr. Pepper, a freshly opened pack or bag of nacho cheese Doritos, sitting outside what used to be the bread factory in Baton Rouge and smelling while they were baking bread. I said, if that ever happens, just kill me, because it ain't getting any better than that.
I wouldn't say that in Baton Rouge. Somebody would do it.
Really. Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, trust me, where the bread factory is, I ain't sitting on no bench. Big birthday boy this week.
Yeah.
Happy.
Big.
Nothing,
Yeah. It's not a tremendous mile. Well, I guess, you get into your 50s, every birthday it's a milestone birthday, but
you're on the back half now.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But played it back nice. I told it to my son. I said, man, I am closer to 102 than I am to 0. He's like, that is a weird way to look at it. I said, well,
it is, man. Yeah.
What you going to do? I don't complain. Look, man, people complain about getting older. What's the alternative?
Yeah. You could freeze it and be dead.
That's it. That's right. Just keep rocking. You just kind of do the inventory and hope everything still works. And you go, all right, let's do another one of these years. But
Well, y'all are bunched up, you and your wife, right together.
She was last week. Yeah, so we're 5 years apart. So we're 5 days shy of 5 years apart. So so our birthdays always come, boom, boom, and then my boys are less than a month from now. So boom, boom.
Okay.
But what's funny is, I was never good at this anyway. I don't mind buying presents. I like buying presents. I used to be, I think, pretty decent at it. My wife may debate that. I don't know. I think I'm good at spending a lot of money on presents, not necessarily getting it right.
My whole thing is, like I'll go if I'm doing clothes shopping or gifts for my wife. I go in and it's like, in these little boutiques, they know how to deal with the guys. It's like, oh, you like that? Here, I'll put it in the back where I hold it.
Yeah.
Also, I pick 5 or 6 things, and then it's all right. Let me see which. Now I got to spend time picking. I'll just take it, whatever. Yeah, just throw that up.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah, that's sort of, and I get that way because also I'm always last minute usually. So you just sort of, okay, I just do it, and then my wife gets mad at me for a long list of things, but.
At this time of year, this is.
I got to be more specific about why she gets mad, because she says I overpay for stuff, and so it's more pressure to buy for someone when you're trying to buy something nice or something thoughtful or something whatever. But then also know if you don't get a good deal, it sort of takes the enjoyment out of it. I gave her she wanted.
Just lie about that.
Well, you can't lie. We don't. She sees the bill. She sees the. Yeah, I mean, and we pay everything on credit card. I think we wanted that's our thing, right? You get the points. You just pay off. You just pay off the credit card every time it comes due, and we'll get that sometimes. She'll say like, "Man, our credit card was $7,000 this month." I'm like, because our life was on it this month.
It's a lot of points.
There may have been college tuition on that thing. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So that's sort of like, it ends up being. It's a scary number, but when you factor in the fact, well, that's your life, man. That's your food and your gas and your phone and everything. But she had asked for a gold a cross, jewelry. And she wants somebody on TV she sees that she likes, and I'm gonna get that one. And so it wasn't that expensive, and I'm online and it's sold out. I guess it's popular. So, and I'm digging and I'm trying. I can't find it. I just so I said, well, I'm gonna get I'll go to some jewelry
Original
stores.
facsimile thereof.
No, I'll go to jewelry stores or something around here. And I went to nice jewelry store, and apparently I paid 6-7 times what the one she wanted. And I still hear about that, man.
It won't tarnish.
It's right. It's like, it's just so funny. It's like, I'm still kind of aggravated. How much you paid for this? Okay.
Yeah, well, you're worth every dime of it.
That's what you see, Juan. I got to borrow that from you, honey.
Yeah.
But so what ends up happening these days, as we get older, you just buy gifts that you were probably going to buy for yourself anyway, or they were going to buy, and just call it. You do that, like, can we just call that your birthday present, or call that my? So this go around our birthday presents, and I don't even know whose is who. I guess mine was the a Dynatrap mosquito killer.
It's a good gift, good choice.
A big one, man. It's like an acre. It's supposed to take care of an acre. I guess it sort of works. I've had it running for a while, and gonna go check. But I'm so. I would like it just to kill the mosquitoes. I got nothing against moths. I got nothing against beetles. I got nothing against all this other stuff. So this is how ridiculous I am. On a daily basis, I go open it up, and there's like a big reservoir you can have forever. I go open it up to set free whichever moths and beetles and stuff survived. And
Be
usually,
free, fly.
yeah. I'm like, come on, guys, get out of here, go. I'll probably catch you tonight again, but go, right? And if there's any mosquitoes still alive in there, you take those out. Like, sorry, mosquitoes, but I just find myself, it's like, man, well, yeah, because they could guess what? Beetles don't. When I'm sitting on the back deck, ain't no beetles stinging me. Exactly. Let's see that. We ended up getting some new cushions for the outside furniture, the outside patio furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that stuff ain't cheap. You ever, there's certain things that, right, you don't even think about. Wife said, and we do. It's like stuff we have that's 5 years old, and it's getting kind of beat up, and she's like, I think we should get some new because the furniture is expensive enough. Right, but I think we should get some new cushions. And I'm thinking, all right. Then she kind of gets online, tells me what they cost. I'm like,
yeah, that's not.
Yeah, like, wow, wrong biz. What with the does Mike Lindell make these? I mean, we can use some kind of code. I can get some kind of My Pillow code or something for outside.
We were at somebody's house. Some of Joey's old high school classmates had a little gathering, impromptu thing Saturday night. And so we were there, and their patio furniture the pads are basically off-white. And I'm sitting there saying, who does this? And then who lets me sit on it and eat? So who drops a big wad of ketchup on it? Yeah, that'd be me. I'm saying, get some water, get something to rinse this.
Outdoor furniture is supposed to be kind of,
Yeah, well, so I said, go tell her. Go see if she's got some stain remover. And said, no, we just will throw it in the washer. Yeah. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Foolish enough to let me sit on this with ketchup.
It's outside furniture, man.
Yeah.
Foolish. They could just look at you and realize, this guy's gonna get food everywhere, man.
Keep the food away from you.
Let him tear into it.
My birthday is just a few days before Christmas, so it was. I spent my whole life with all right, there's 6 presents under there for you. Pick 2. That's your birthday.
Oh, really? Okay, thanks.
Just pick 2.
Well, if they bought extra presents, maybe. Well, I guess it's hard to tell.
I'm not good at open presents, though. I just find that to be like the most awkward thing in the world, to open presents, even in front of my family. I'm
not good at it. I don't think a lot of us are. Same way. It's much more fun to give a gift. You just feel, especially if they like it, or if they're good at faking that they like it. The older you get, my grandpa on my dad's side, he was infamous. And my dad was this way too. My dad was the same way. My dad was just impossible to give a gift to, even if he liked it, because he didn't know how to take a gift.
Right. That's the whole thing.
His response
I
was
tell people,
always,
you could give me a car or you could give me $1, and my response is going to be pretty much the same. Yeah.
my grandpa, his real name was Maurice. And apparently he didn't like being called Maurice. So early on, he called himself Morris. And
That's my dad's name is Maurice, and he goes by Morris.
Seriously, there you go. We got that. So anyway, Maurice, or everybody down, Maurice. And he was famous, man. That guy, when he passed away, he must have had 10, 12 unopened packs of you name the undergarment, underwear, t-shirts, socks, because it's all, he didn't want anything. And anything you'd give him, his reaction would be like, what am I gonna do with that? That was his response.
You're welcome.
What am I gonna do with that? I to this day still remember, and God bless my dad. He's not. We saved up money. I say we, at the time I was the guy working. My sisters I might have pitched in a little bit, but they were younger. They weren't working. And we got together and bought them a TV. We were all still in the house. I might've been in college at the time or whatever. And we were talking in the 80s, like late 80s. Okay. I want to say it was like dude, I want to say it was a lay. I think I bought it on layaway at Kmart or something. It might've been $350, $400 for a TV back in the day. Yeah. Cause I think we had one TV in the house or a small one, and I got them a decent, nice TV for their bedroom in the back. Never going to forget that. Never going to forget this. Hit it, big surprise. Got it out there Christmas morning or whatever we do, and they put it in the living room. My mom, she's great. I'm like, oh, my dad gets it, comes around. Where are we going to put that?
Now I got to move stuff.
That was his response. Where are we going to put that?
At my house.
Oh man. Well, I lived there at the time. So I'd be like, well, my room, maybe. And my mom was like, oh, Jesse, that's a nice TV. Yeah. Finally,
I bought my parents a flat screen, more out of guilt than anything, because I refused to go there on Sunday afternoons during football season and watch a game on the TV that they had.
Well, you know what?
So I bought one that was suitable for my taste.
Here, Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be here next Sunday.
We see Juan all the time now. Sometimes, you do the right thing for the wrong reasons, or it's okay. It's okay. I was reminded. It's weird segue, but it's actually a segue. Last week, friend of mine, good guy, great guy. Name's Pat Whitty. I'll give him his full name, Pat.
Is he funny?
Is
he funny?
You know what? The fact you said, yeah, I guess he is.
He's witty.
He's witty. Well, there you go. He's probably
he's never heard that joke.
Probably not. Probably
Patrick,
not.
If you're listening, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, right. So he sent me a copy of a picture. So Pat, good guy, really, really like Pat. He was the president of the Louisiana Jaycees when I and some good friends on the bayou started a chapter and got really, really involved. And Jaycees were, he sent me this picture. This was from, and I'm going to put it, I showed you already. We'll put it up here. It was an event we were at in Memphis. I think it was a national conference, a JC national conference. And it's funny when somebody finds pictures in old photo albums, because like history it's weird. History for a lot of people started in the mid 2000s, late 2000s. Everything's digital. Mm-hmm. Everybody took pictures of everything. Back in the day, man, it's film. You took pictures, but
right, brought it to the drugstore, brought it to Walmart.
Hope they came out. Yeah, right. Yeah. So he sent me the picture, and
So why are you all in red? Or like everybody was all in red?
That part of a good question. Well, at the time, that was sort of the Louisiana JC uniform or something. When we went places, it was a red jumpsuit. Who came up with it?
It looked like a jumpsuit.
It's a jumpsuit, dude. It's
like an old man jumpsuit.
It's a freaking jumpsuit, man. Not exactly convenient at all. Never. Yeah, and why? I don't know who came up with it, but you'd go to these things and everybody from different states
Did they have
would
the built-in belt.
I don't know. It might have, man. Here's the deal. I may have it. No, I don't think I think we finally got rid of that thing somewhere. But yeah, it was not convenient at all, nor honestly very flattering. I just don't think, but
I don't know how I noticed it in comparison to that poof.
Hey, man,
Yeah, that was a quaff there, man.
What you talking poof, man? I'm gonna take some hair criticism from you. That's
no. I'm just
dude.
saying,
I forgot my hair.
stood out.
My hair used to introduce itself. Apparently, I'd forgotten. That's the first thing that struck me when I saw that picture. I'm like, wow, man, that's a head of hair on that boy. And did you just forget? I forgot that because, but I can see back in the radio days, and that was probably around the radio days. When Don Graham used to do a lot of, he draw, he's a great, really talented artist, and he used to draw stuff, and I was in a lot of his drawings, and my hair was all, you don't see yourself that way, but I always had like really stout hair, and I guess we're like, yeah, dude, that's but
I remember every strand of hair I had. So
well, that was some interesting times. I just it was just a really good look, man. Red jumpsuit, collar up in the back, probably unbuttoned to here. Here's the kicker. Look at the picture and those sunglasses.
I saw that too.
You know what kind of sunglasses those are?
Wayfarers.
Let me show you. This. Dude, I still got those glasses. These are Bougies. You ever heard of Bougie? Remember Bougie? Back in the day? Look, man, still got those things, dude. Shit. My wife hates these glasses.
From the still wear them?
No, I forgot I had them. They're in a drawer here in my office somewhere because you know me. If I had an attachment to anything I paid money for, because I think I paid almost $90 for these things in the late '80s, and I just had them forever. And they were when I saw them in that picture, I was like, I bet you I got those things sitting around somewhere. She has begged me to throw these things away forever. And I'm no,
man, you can't. That's like, especially you find an old picture, then one thing leads to another. It's like, hey, there's sunglasses. Where are those?
And here's what's funny. You could not make me pay $90 for a pair of sunglasses today. And for some reason back in the day, I figured, man, I need these. And they're like bluish. They're like a bluish purple or something, man. But
get a little tint going. Yeah. I told somebody the other day, I said, the worst thing for me about wearing glasses is I'm not spending money on prescription sunglasses. So and I have a pair of sunglasses that's in our pool bag that Riley got at summer camp about 3 years ago. And keep in mind 3 years ago she was 10. My head's fairly large.
I was about to say, I've seen your daughter. Her head's not that big, bro.
Yeah, no, so they don't fit that well. But if I'm in a place where I need to wear sunglasses, I do, or I wear those. Because what I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm not quite to the point of having so little self-esteem or self-care anymore that I would go to Walmart and buy the clip-ons for these glasses. I said, but I'm close.
Oh, dude,
I'm close.
Crossover. Man, there's a lot of empowerment when you just realize, who am I here to impress? Yeah. Seriously. Like if I got to go in business, all right, you got to look respectable. You go to Walmart, man. And the other flip side of that is look around. You just sort of dress for your environment. You look around saying, man, please.
I'm still better than most. I remember one of the first times I lost a good pair of sunglasses. It was at the beach when my oldest son was with me, or he was real young then. And so he and I are playing out in the waves, and I'm holding him, and this big old wave just pounded us, and I lost my grip on him, and the glasses went down. And I said, all right, where are my glasses? Okay, do I give him? Do I grab the glasses? I was about to say, you had to make a dad call
right.
On that. It's like, then I heard him choking, and I said, dang it, I got to get him. No, couldn't find.
Because realist dad would have said he's gonna float.
Yeah, choke it. I'll get you in a minute.
He's gonna float. My sunglasses
will carry you, and it's not that deep.
Won't float. I didn't see any riptides around here. It's not even a red flag day, man. Son, you got to learn to swim sometime.
Now's as good a time as any.
Dad needs a shade. So apparently you recovered the sun. Shades, not so much.
I recovered the sun, and the sun blared into my eyes because I had no sunglasses.
Self being watched. Well, okay. So we do this sometimes. We digress from what you take a left turn, Blinker was to the right, but we took a left turn. Talking about before about doing the right thing.
For sometimes the wrong reason.
Or on the way to doing some wrong things, you do some right things. And that was sort of my Jaycee career for a while. And I'm all, look, man, it was a great.
You were like big dog Jaycee, man.
Oh yeah, I was Jaycee of the year, 1989, I guess it was. I got a plaque. All the plaques and trophies I've had all my life for various things. And it's one of the few that I kept. It was a good ride.
All the trophies and plaques I've had.
Dude,
all of them.
All massive.
Out of the many.
Back in the day, and here's why I'm saying, but this was back when you actually had to do something to get a trophy. We didn't grow up. We didn't grow up in the everybody get a trophy.
No, just sign up and show up once.
Yeah. The funny thing was when we moved my parents from Cutoff to Thibodaux 3 years ago, I got that day. I think I told that story. I got up in the attic, I almost died. I emptied because I didn't want to make anybody else do it. So I emptied the attic myself on a brutally hot day. But one of the boxes up there were old trophies. And it's funny, man, how things just come back to you like, oh, I can't believe I got this in a box up here because this thing would make me feel good on my desk. There's something about an old trophy that makes you go. You
remembered exactly when you got that.
Dude, most of them. Hey, I was second place punt, pass, and kick. What age? Maybe 10-year-old. And yeah, I'm trying to remember who won. But
Bobby
Bobby's a little older than me, man. But yeah, I got second place on that thing. I remember that thing well. I remember the kick. I'd have won first place if my kick would have been just a little bit straighter.
And just kind of sliced it.
That's 45 years ago, and I'm still remember that stuff you remember. Yeah, okay. Anyway, but I digressed again.
That's why we never get to anything.
No, well, that's the Jaycee thing. It was a fantastic organization. We did a lot of good stuff and a lot of stuff that you just don't need to talk about. It was the most fun partying bunch of do-gooders in the world. It was sort of like, we used to joke about that. Like, man, this whole room's going to,
yeah, you had a good time doing good things.
Ain't nobody in this room. Like, man, y'all better take some.
In other words, you did some sinning and penance all at the same time.
I was young. I was not, I didn't have kids. I didn't have, that kind of stuff. It was different
responsibility, man.
Different time. Exactly. Different time. But that's, like I said, in that picture we talked about earlier too. So Pat's fantastic. He's one of the funnier guys I've ever been around too. That's
very witty.
Very witty. He earned his name. It's weird. All these years, I never think about that when I say his name, but there you go. I will now. And the other guy in the picture there is this guy, and he's no longer around. A guy named was Al Detillier, and he was the president of the state organization after that. That guy, it's funny, you go through life and you run into like, all right, list the 5 craziest people you ever been around, or the 5, right? Like if you had to put together, the Olympics had a new
event. And
what they're going to do is the opening Olympics, right? That's when they're going to start drinking. That's when they're going to start going crazy. And the gold medalist, whoever's left at the end of this 2 weeks, that's a top 5 pick right there. That guy, I shared a room with him in Las Vegas. We were there for the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy telethon. Yeah, I was there. I met Casey Kasem. I got a sandwich next to Casey Kasem.
Did you say, Casey, you got some big hair, but check out this coif.
Casey, check this out. I'm in radio too. Look at this. I got radio hair. Casey Kasem was about the size.
Long distance dedication.
Casey Kasem was the size of this coffee mug, man. I mean, he's a little guy, but he had it going on. And funny thing was, I was looking at him. I couldn't help but think that, okay, he's Casey Kasem's top, 40, which was massive, but he was also the voice of Shaggy.
Yeah, I think Scooby-Doo. Several of those cartoons.
That's right. But yeah, so that it was Las Vegas for that. It was kind of cool, and it shared a room with. It was just
with
one
the
of
gold medal winner of the party.
That's when I realized I thought I was all that. Now, man, I could not have medaled. That guy was. So rest in peace, man. He's a good dude. It's a good dude. Not around anymore, but a good dude.
Well,
I guess we do a lot of that.
Memories.
Yeah. Thankfully, nobody had phones with cameras on them back in the day. That's the other thing. It's like, it's all good. It's good. I don't know if it made us behave ourselves more. What do you think? You ever think about that sometimes? Because people are doing some stupid stuff. Because people are filming this stuff now. I guess I'm going to answer my own question. Because I would say, like, knowing that everybody records everything, you would think people would act a little more.
Yeah.
No, apparently not.
No. It's, I regret sometimes that we didn't take more pictures, but not so much that it was instantaneous and,
Right.
in a place where anybody and everybody could go dig up your 40-year-old history. It's fun though. Still, I was trying to scan some pictures a couple of years ago and it just dug out all my old photos. And I end up, spending more time. Oh man, check this out. You know what happened to this, and telling the story about the photo than I do, scanning the photos.
100%. I'm that way with, exactly. It's, we do that with the kids. So my kids were born in 98 and 2000. So digital was just, I mean, my first digital camera was a Sony Mavica. I
had one of those at work, and that sucker was huge and expensive.
Hang on. We're going to pause this. Hang on. All right, I'm back. Hang on. Let's see. This is the kind of stuff that drives my wife crazy. Of course, I realize how often I say that, right?
Yeah, you do a lot of
so
it's understandable. She's married to you.
Check this bad boy out.
Yeah, it is, man.
That's a Sony Mavica. Right there, the battery. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, sorry. I bet you still has the battery in here. I bet you don't have the charger anymore. But it was a little disc.
Floppy.
Well, they weren't floppy.
They weren't really floppy. They called floppy. The little 5.5-inch
you
disc.
pop this bad boy in there, right?
Yeah.
And so when I borrowed one when my son Jesse was born, I borrowed the company I worked for had one. I borrowed one. So I got some pictures of him young. At the hospital, that I was able to figure out how to email.
Yeah.
And this is 98 and I bought one by the time Abe came around 2 years later, but they were like $400, $500. But you thought they were like the greatest thing in the world because you just didn't need film anymore. Right.
Right. And if you took the high res pictures, you could fit like 13 on that disc. So.
That's right. Yeah. So we were at lunch today, and we start with my kids because they both had days off, which was kind of neat, and picked my wife up. So we're just sitting there shooting the breeze, various things. And my son, who randomly something just strikes him, he starts talking about some movie he was just watching, and I think it might have been Remember the Titans or whatever. And he talked in there. Oh, I know what triggered it. It was triggered by we were ordering, tea, soft drink, whatever, and one of my sons said, "I just want water," which is different. Like, what you mean, healthy now? Dude never just orders water, but he wanted water. And my other son was joking about that scene where it says, water makes you weak. Water makes you weak. And apparently there's a scene in there, and it gave me a flashback to, when there was a time when I might have been elementary or junior high. They did that. They didn't want you to drink. when you were like, football or whatever, even basketball, because it'll give you cramps. It'll give you cramps, man. No. Just don't
forget that hydration.
It's the South Louisiana. It's you're playing in 100-degree, heat temps in the swamp. And no, just very, very little water. Very little. In fact, we didn't die.
Yeah, train your body to do without.
And you know what we did? I don't think any of us ever dropped, but man. And looking back now, the stuff coaches get in trouble for, dude. We used to destroy each other. Yeah. And the thing about it, that age, because we started playing football in 5th grade. You started going padded in 5th grade, and God, the body sizes are so different at that age, right? It'd be like, we're normal sized people now. It'd be like us sometimes. Yeah. Oh, and you're going to be out there with 6'5".
Yeah. With a man.
245. Yeah. Block him. He'll
be here soon. He's trimming his beard.
We had that. I still remember a guy named Andy. Andy was a good guy. He was actually, thankfully, he was a very and he was one of these gentle giant kind of guys. But yeah, he was shaving. He was shaving like 7th grade. But yeah, you'd get out there, and I still remember we started joking about, because again, they think I guess I am ancient when I tell them what things were like. And
No, but I remember because I played, like basketball in elementary school and football in junior high and things. And thinking about it, my kids don't go to school without a water bottle or something to drink. I don't ever think I, in school owned a water bottle.
No.
You got maybe 10 seconds at the water fountain. If
Maybe.
you were lucky.
Maybe. Don't put your mouth on that.
And the water was so refreshingly warm.
Well, it's different time. Honest to goodness, I don't even remember water breaks during practice. We would practice after school. They may have had them, but there weren't a lot of them.
Maybe if there's not a statute of limitations on that, you could get paid.
What I do remember was where I got shafted, and was when I was in, it's funny, these things, all these years later, you remember, man, if I could have changed something. So sometime around 7th grade or so, it was me and this other guy, good friend of mine, with the quarterbacks. And I end up, and at the time, it was sort of like competition, who's going to be first string. It was back and forth. And there's a short period of time where I thought I was almost, I think I'm going to beat this guy out. I think I'm going to be the starter. And I end up spraining my thumb. Took a snap bad, and I'm out for like a week. Man, listen, ain't no such thing. Back in those days, it wasn't like, oh, you got hurt. No, that's it. You're done. So I become second string. Well, dude, the worst position in the flipping world to be back in those days was the second string quarterback.
Because you had the second string line.
Whoo, man, because there's only like 5 or 6, big guys, and they play both sides of the line. Your offensive line becomes your defensive line. And you got to do it, and you got to go run these, run the plays against them. Well, they know what the plays are. They just came off of running them. So and my coaches at the time, and I'm not going to call up, because one of them was a good guy. To this day, I remember him, and he's a good guy. A couple of them were just absolute jerks. I mean, just looking back all these years later, I'm thinking as a kid, I thought, man, these guys aren't cool. Now I know they were absolute jerks. But I would know. You'd get up and they would tell you, hey, man, you get up on the line. If it's a pass play, all the line has to, your feet have to touch. They'd have the linemen, all right? So running plays, there's a gap, right? Pass plays, they make you line up.
So the tell.
100%. Like, you'd walk up to the line, they'd be like, it's pass. And I'm like, God, I remember that. And so the rare times I could pull it off with the ragtag bunch we had, good guys, but we're all about to get killed. And we'd walk up and I would tell them, man, don't put your feet together. Don't put your feet together. Don't put your feet. And anytime we did that, we'd burn them. We'd freak them out. Like, it was like, and the coaches would get mad at me. I'd get fussed for doing like, so wait. You think the other team is not going to.
Yeah. What are you up there yelling Omaha?
I showed that wasn't around at the time, but I can remember sitting there thinking that as a 7th grader, thinking, I think I can call a better game than this clown.
And just think, if you would have had proper hydration, maybe you wouldn't have sprained your thumb, and you'd have been the starter.
Could have been. Dude,
like you were a water bottle away from.
Man, get Morris Bart on the line. What's the statute of limitations on that?
One call. That's all.
But okay, so I can talk about the jerks I had as coaches. It was funny. Anybody who was back in the day knows. They probably know who I'm talking about. And let me put it this way. It's not Blaise Leday. I like that guy. That guy was legit. There's a handful of people out there know I'm talking about.
Athletic name.
Man, he was the best, man. Mr. Leday. He was my civics teacher too. That guy was the real deal. So he's not around anymore, but God, I love that guy. That guy was a good guy. The other ones, no. But when I was in 9th grade, because you remember back in those days, I'm not sure if you did. So junior high for us went up to 9th grade.
For me, junior high was only 9th grade.
Oh, okay. So we were there until 9th, and then South Lafourche in those days started, you did your sophomore, junior, senior year. So we had this guy come in my 9th grade basketball year, and I'm not going to give the guy's name. I'm sure he's not around. I am sure this guy's not around anymore. And I didn't know back in the day what an alcoholic really was. And there's not to make fun of that. Just
That's
you just
yeah.
he did
Wasn't on
he just
TV a lot.
he did weird stuff. Like it's like you just because the
He
guy
probably had a lot of water.
he was well hydrated a lot. You didn't, but this guy just erratic. And it's funny these days. Coaches, I think, are really analyzed, and everybody's got their. I mean, you can get in trouble for anything, and this guy, I still remember one game we were playing. It was against Golden Meadow. We were down playing against. It was us against Golden Meadow basketball game. So here comes game time. It's like it's still the 8th grade game is ending. We're 9th grade team.
Where's the coach?
Coach ain't here. So. It was me and a couple guys just like, let's go to the locker room.
Dude, you already coached the football team. You got
right. This is a normal time to go to the locker room. So we all go to the locker room and we're all just like, what are you doing? I don't know. So we all getting dressed and doing our stuff and coach ain't here. All right. So who's going to start? I don't know. So we just start, we get out there and we're warming up. Game's getting ready to start. I think the referees might be asking, well, this clown comes, stumbling in and, it's game time. All right. So he starts calling out, okay, starters. Was he, Dave. And I was like, oh, good. I get to start this game. And he right. So we go to start the game. I'm the idiot that looks around and says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He named 6 starters. Yeah, you might not know a lot about basketball, folks, but
that's your basic.
You got 5. You got 5 out there. So I turn around as the game's about to start and say, "Coach, you got 6 of us out here." Huh? Oh, sit down, Martin. I didn't play the whole game.
Don't be correcting the coach, man.
That's right. What did I learn? Shut up. Just
right. Shut up. Do your job. Let him do his job.
Heaven help me. I pointed out this drunk, this school employee drunk had 6 of us. We're about to get a technical to start the game. So what was my reward for that? Sit down, Martin.
Sit down. Yeah, well, have a drink.
Hydrate. All right. I think that's where we just cut that one off.
That's a good place to end it.
Good place to end it. Whether or not it makes the final cut or not. As that time of the week, we push the button. See if it stuck. See if it stuck to the Sony Mavica that I've got with me here.
Hey, floppy disk.
That's right. Hey, listen, we love you being here. If you want to reach out to us somewhere outside of social media, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. How else can they reach us?
We're on Facebook.
Chill out here.
Facebook, where if you're watching us on video, you're already there. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click that little alert button so you get a little ding whenever we're new. We're also on Facebook, and you can listen to us, but you won't get to see Dave in these super cool 80s sunglasses.
My Bougies.
On Apple Podcast and Spotify.
That's right.
Everywhere.
But on Apple Podcast and Spotify, you don't get the full effect.
Glasses.
You don't get the Bougie. You don't get you don't get the Bougie effect.
I can even see the blue from here.
Jeez. But they really accentuated those red jumpsuits so well.
That was cool, man. The only thing could have made those jumpsuits cooler was if they were unzipped low and you had a V-neck t-shirt underneath.
Oh, man. I can work on that. I'll work on that. All right, guys, this is a lot of fun. It's so much more fun when you're here, and we appreciate you being here. I'm going to say, let's get back together next Monday, 7 o'clock, 7-ish. Yeah. As always, get here early, get a seat. Get comfortable.
They fill up fast.
That's right. That's right. Come one, come all. All right.
Seating is limited.
Everybody, have a fantastic week. You too, buddy. Love you, man.
Back at you, man. So he left church, went home, took his beers out the freezer, went back, made his mask.